Hello.
Hello, let's get those cameras on, ladies. I am not going to be the only
Hey,
one
hey,
on
hey.
I know
camera.
that's right.
We
Hello.
in
Let me just
here. It is
say
lit.
first that I'm so grateful and appreciative for your willingness to do this for us. Honestly, it is so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Yes, me
You
too.
are welcome. So, this was just decided like a couple of hours ago, like two
Right.
hours maybe ago. So, there's no like formal agenda. This is really going to be more like a Q&A.
Hmm.
And I'll start off. I'll share my screen just so there's something on the screen besides us. Let me see.
Hey Jay.
Hey, hey, how are you guys?
Hey,
Golden.
good, good.
Oh.
All right. So the my understanding from what you wrote, Renetta, is that you want to talk about tick value, ATM strategy. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. So just to give you a little background and context, Tina and I were talking. Hey Tina.
Hey,
And
everybody.
we're really we're really like I'm realizing that although we can trade, it's so much better to kind of know your risk by first knowing, of course, all the numbers and to start with.
Mhm.
And we trade at least three different instruments, right? We on any given day we're going to be trading Nasdaq, we might be trading the ES, we might be trading gold, all in that same day, in addition to others. But they all they all might move somewhat similar or congruent or complete opposite of each other, but their tick numbers or their points, it determines how much money you get.
Right.
And so that's what we're trying to figure out. Like, how much can we risk based off of the instrument that we're on? So we might want to just start with the instrument that I think we all kind of trade. Hopefully, here, if I'm looking right, we all trade the Nasdaq. So if
Yeah.
we can kind of get those numbers like like for
Okay.
real.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to do first was talk about each instrument and their tick value first. And
Okay,
then we can go into ATMs.
perfect. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so for NQ, it is, and this is like minis. So the full size NQ contract, it is $5 a tick. And there are four ticks in a point for NQ, so it is $20 a point. So when you see like on my screen now, you can see the price moving, right? And it goes in 0.25 increments. So each tick is worth $5 and one full point is worth $20. Okay. So 10 full points on NQ would be $200, which is 40 ticks. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay, you saying 46. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I see it. I got you. Okay.
For I don't know, this okay. So up here is my ES. That is $12.50 a tick. And for one full point, there's four ticks in a point. It's $50 a point on ES. So 10 full points on ES would be $500.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one time?
Sure. On ES, every tick is worth $12.50. And there are four ticks in a point. So one point is worth $50. And we're just using 10 points as a standard right now. 10 points would be worth $500 on the ES.
Tasha, I have a question for you. This is Erin. Are you gonna go into or do you use the stop strategy and customize? like your trailing drawdown
Yes, we are. We're going to go there.
in a second?
Yes.
Okay,
We'll
I'll
start
wait.
with just the values and then we'll talk about the ATMs.
Perfect, thank you.
And then you ready right now for the next one?
I'm ready.
Okay. So for gold is $10 a tick. For gold, there are 10 ticks in a point. So 1 point of gold is worth $100. And if we're saying 10 points of gold, that would be worth $1,000.
Okay.
Wait.
What did you say, Tina?
I said, that's what I'm talking about, $1,000, yes.
Yeah. Gold pays more, but gold, if she can move, she can
Yeah,
move.
boy.
So gold is $10 a tick,
$10 a tick, 10 ticks in a point,
10 ticks in a point,
$100 a point.
$100 a point. Okay.
These are on minis. So now if we're talking micros, everything I gave you would be divided by 10 because it's a tenth of the amount.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, on NQ, 1 tick full-size contract is worth $5. So on the micros, it's worth 50 cents. On ES,
I'm sorry. Say that one more time, Natasha. I'm sorry.
so for NQ, 1
Mhm.
is worth $5, but on the micro NQ, the MNQ, it's worth 50 cents. Because
Okay.
Because that's divided by 10.
it's divided by 10, because it's the 10th of the size of a full-size contract.
Okay.
And then for ES, a micro tick is worth $1.25. Y'all are having a full-blown text conversation right now. My phone just over here buzzing.
Trying to put you on the screen, girl. Trying to put you on the screen.
Let me put that. Let me silence that. So ES micro is worth $1.25 a point, a tick, excuse me, a tick. Gold, it would be worth $1 a tick on the micros.
Okay.
Okay.
Questions about values. YM, if y'all are thinking YM, that's the same as NQ. It is $5 a tick. I know Rose likes YM.
Oh, okay.
So it's
So it's
$5.
basically the same thing on NQ and YM is basically the same thing.
But with YM, there's no 1 tick is 1 point. There's no like whatever 0.25, 1.2. It's like every tick is $5. It moves in whole numbers.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We might have to start looking at that more, Tina.
Uh-huh.
It moves a little slower.
We don't get into all of it.
Yeah,
You're
it
right.
moves a little slower. It's worth the same amount, but it doesn't, it's not, I don't think it's as, and I think that might be why Rose likes it. It's not as volatile as like NQ or, gold. It's just a little smoother, but it's slower. It's not as slow as like ZB, for instance, but it is slower than NQ or even I think ES.
So just to make sure I got it, YM doesn't have ticks. It's just whole
It's just-
numbers.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Cool.
Questions.
No points.
Okay, so if we're moving on to ATMs, like the first thing you have to decide on any instrument is how much you're willing to risk, right? You got to figure out what your daily loss limit is and what your trade risk is. How much are you willing to lose per trade? Okay, so I have too many ATMs, just ignore that. But for example, The one you see now, if you're looking here, where you can just see like the naming of my ATM, it's got a 25 tick stop loss. So if I take that and multiply it by 5, because every tick on NQ is worth $5, that is $125 stop loss.
Okay.
And then the TP is 200 ticks. So that is $1,000 TP because you do 200 times 5. So that's the first thing you have to figure out is what's your daily loss limit and then how much are you willing to risk per trade.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, Renata.
So you spell that out in your ATM strategy specifically because you have multiple.
Yes.
And you want to know how much you're willing to risk by just looking at the ATM strategy name.
Yes. And that's like, because you name it however you want to name it. Some people only have one ATM. They might just have an NQ ATM, you know? But for me, and like I said before, I need to clean these out. I have been playing with my trails and stuff.
Okay.
I have like, this is the same stop loss and TP, but the trail is different because you see it's a trail 2, trail 3,
Got it.
4. But the base of it is the same on everything. And then I have it because depending on the market, for me personally, there may, and even, you know, Sam had talked about this at one point where everything was so, you know, at one point he was trying to give himself a little bit more room, right? So his trail, he was using like a 35 or a 50 instead of a 25. So I have different ones. It's the same, you know, trail depending on which one, what it is, but I may make my stop a little looser just depending on how the market is moving that day. So I may say, okay, if I'm only using my 25 tick one, I'm getting stopped out too soon and then it's going in my direction. So I might want to give myself a little more room. So then I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to try my 50 tick stop loss instead, as long as I haven't met my daily loss limit, right?
Okay.
But you may want to give yourself a little more room. So that's why I have, and then I also have, if it says NQ1, that's one contract, right? If you see NQ2, this is going to be 2 contracts, NQ3, 4, 5, depending on how many contracts I'm using.
That's very organized.
It is.
Ninja does that.
She got it going on, y'all. She got it going on.
She does.
There's way too many. I really do need to clean this out. But and then I have like I usually use the one with the 200, which is $1,000, but the 400 would be $2,000 TP, and then I could move it in. You can move it closer.
Okay.
Okay.
You open one?
Sure.
Would you mind?
I will. Well, before I open one, let's talk about what you're determining, right?
Right.
So the stop loss is how much are you wanting to risk per trade? So if you're saying that you want, I'm going to ask y'all a question. So if you want to risk $200 per trade on NQ, what would you put in your stop loss on your ATM? How many ticks would you put there?
40.
20.
How many? Somebody said 40. Somebody else said what?
I said
It's
20.
40.
Okay, Renetta, you're saying
40 ticks, yeah.
So Renetta said 40. Aaron, what do you say?
I said 20, but it doesn't sound like that's right.
Why do you think 20?
Because you said $200?
Yes.
Per point.
Ticks.
It's 10.
Per
It's
trade. You want to risk $200 per trade. So how many?
Oh, because it's only $5 a point, so 5 times.
It's $5 a tick.
Tick. Okay, that's kind of throwing me off.
And these, when you do your ATM, these are in ticks, not points. So if it's saying 25, that's 25 ticks. So that's 25 times 5. So that would be $125. But I do have one that actually has 40. So this one, 40 times 5 will be $200. So what you're taking basically is your trade risk. If we're saying $200, whatever you want to risk per trade, divided by the amount of that, whatever that instrument pays per tick. So if we're on ES, you would be doing $200 divided by 5. That gives you 40 ticks.
And that has to be, that's also contingent on per contract. So
Right.
if it's 2 contracts, that's double. That's 80. That's
Well, it's still
$400.
Yeah, it's still 40 as this is per one contract, right? But it would be, you're right, it would be a value of $400.
Yeah.
When you do this, and that's where you do this order quantity, that's how many contracts you wanted to trade.
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
But if you're talking about still the stop, so we said for NQ, if we had a $200 trade risk divided by 5, that's 40 ticks. Let's take that same $200. How many ticks would your stop need to be on ES? How many ticks would you put in to have a $200 stop loss
And
on
the ES is 40 ticks.
No, how much is ES worth per tick?
$12.50.
$12.50.
Yeah, 1250.
That's $12.50.
So it would be divided 16. So it'd be
Yes.
200 divided by the 1250.
Yes.
Okay, so I got that one right. 16.
Yes. All right, now let's do gold. $200 trade risk. How many ticks would you put in for gold?
So it would be the 200 divided by by 10 would be 20.
20.
Right.
Okay. So y'all see how you're calculating? It depends on your instrument.
To get to 200, yeah, I see.
And
And
that was
that's
so helpful.
So basically the formula is whatever your trade risk is divided by your tick value will give you your stop loss.
Yes.
Wait, say that again, Tina.
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
I said whatever your trade risk is
Trade risk.
divided by tick value will give you your stop loss.
Okay.
Yep. And that's why also when you see, even though this is junky as I don't know what, if you see, I have, this is 6E ATMs, ES, gold, NQ,
I just love how you got that label. You better go, girl.
UB,
Mhm.
IM.
Because you don't have to think about it to know which one you're trying to get. It's just, it's there.
But then also, because they're worth different things, I don't use my NQ ATMs on ES or gold because it's not gonna, what I calculated won't work for those instruments because they're not the same value.
Right.
That makes sense.
So you gotta, like, I would recommend labeling it per instrument so that you know you've calculated appropriately for that instrument when you set up that ATM. Okay.
I agree.
And then the same thing for your TP. Whatever you want it to be, you're going to divide it by the tick value of that instrument. So if you're trying to make $500 on ES, let's say 500 by 1250, that would be 40 ticks would be your profit. If you're trying to make $500,
say that one more time, Natasha.
It's the same formula you just did for your stop loss, but do it for your TP. Whatever you want your TP to be divided by the tick value of the instrument will give you your TP that you're going to use in your ATM. So if you're doing it on ES, $500 divided by $12.50, that's 40 ticks that you need to put as your TP. That makes sense, Tina?
Yes.
No, that kind of threw me a little bit.
Okay, tell me you explain it to me. Tell me what you're thinking.
Okay, so I would think, wait a minute, no, that ain't right either. Okay, so you're saying, let me think about it, wait a minute. So if I'm doing, say for instance, $500, 500 divided by 5.
This for NQ?
Yeah, so that would be 100.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so okay.
Tina, once you said the formula,
Mm-hmm.
that was helpful.
That's the
That
same
was
formula.
good.
Same
Yeah,
formula you
just
Listen,
plug
type
it in.
for
Yeah.
listen,
for
y'all. You know what that mean, right? That's $2.
I love it.
And that's per person.
That's right.
You better get your money, Miss Tina.
That's right.
So the same formula you gave us for the stop loss, that's the
Oh,
same one you're gonna use for take profit.
okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's why you have to like do your ATM per instrument because and then also you got to think about how does the instrument move, right? So you may be willing to give ES a little more room than you are willing to give gold. So a lot of this is going to be personal preference of how you trade and what you're will and that's also going to be based on your account size as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's going to factor in how much you're willing to risk as
For
well.
sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Right. Okay. I'm okay. Because yes, 25, because right, $25,000 is very, very different than 75,000 or $300,000 combine.
Mm-hmm.
So if in my 25,000, I only have six opportunities to trade, but my, your daily drawdown with that one, I think is like 1,100 or something, or depending on the group, the company. But if I only have six trades to take and I'm taking two contracts per trade,
are you talking about
I
micros or minis, Renetta?
I'm actually talking about full size. So
On a 25K?
on a 25K, how we have six contracts, right?
Yes, but well, let me ask you, why would you choose to trade two contracts on a 25K?
Just my personal preference. I want to get in and kind of get out and be done with that account for today. So I might only take the one trade for that day. Or I'll take two, my initial, and then if it doesn't go well with me, then I consider myself having again, four more opportunities to trade. But if I believe in my trade initially, I'm going to go in heavier than not.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Like, I think we've had this conversation.
We did. We definitely did.
We did have this conversation. But I'll ask you again. What is your um what's your trade risk?
On a 25,
Yeah. What are you
on a
willing
25, it's 250.
So that's only really 125 per contract that you're willing to risk.
Right. So if I take the two
So that's
and
yeah,
right,
that's
if I take the two and it
25.
hit my stop loss, I'm done in that and I'm done in that one for the day.
So your trade risk and your daily loss is the same thing?
No, I'm sorry. No, So in my 25, so I'm doing it by the 10%. So it is the 250. So yes, it will be the daily.
So you're willing to risk everything in one trade.
Depending on the trade, yes. I'm not gonna lie about that. I will definitely do it.
Okay. Okay. If that's what you prefer to do. The other thing would be to either take it down to one contract,
Yes.
take it to micros.
Or take it to micros. Yeah, I
And
don't
then
I
you would
don't
have
trade the
more
micros, but
opportunities.
I understand why you would.
Yes, you would have more opportunities to trade if you took it to micros
Yes.
with that smaller daily loss limit. Okay. So, any other questions before we keep moving forward?
I gotta go back again.
Okay.
I think I did it. I did the formula wrong because on the stop loss you should be multiplying versus dividing, right?
No, it's the same formula.
Okay, so if I'm doing 500, let's say 500 is my risk. and I'm dividing it by 5, that's 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as far as my take profit, it can't be 100 and 100, can it? That's not
Yeah.
right.
Yes, it can. If you want to risk 500 to make 500, you can do
It's a
that.
1-to-1.
1-to-1.
Oh, okay.
It can be whatever you want it to be. It can be lopsided if you want it to be. It can be 1-to-1. It can be 2-to-1. You know, it can be whatever you want it to be.
So when do you
So
multiply?
when you multiply is when you're actually like to get your take profit, you have to divide, but then like when you're going the opposite way, like what is the 25 tick stop loss worth? Then you would multiply that by 5 to get back to your whole number, your 125.
Okay. Gotcha.
Tina, your formula really was it. So in the place of
Yeah.
risk divided by tick value equals stop loss, you're going to say my potential profit divided by tick value
Gotcha.
equals
I
my
wrote
total
it the
profit.
same. That what threw me off. I wrote it the same way twice.
Yeah,
Got it.
because it's the same
That's
thing.
what I
Like the
needed.
exact same formula is the same thing you're going to use to calculate how many ticks that you want for your stop loss and how many ticks you want for your take profit.
Gotcha. I wrote it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because
Okay,
sometimes,
Renetta,
our
I'm gonna have
brain
to give
has
you
to.
$2 now, Renetta.
You hold my $2
Crazy.
till it gets to $10.
Okay.
You even gave my $2.
Lord have mercy. And I'll be in the middle collecting the money, making sure y'all get it.
Like, you just like just hold it
Thank
till
you,
it gets to a
Jay.
Chick-fil-A meal.
Listen.
You know, definitely a Chick-fil-A meal.
So
But
what?
her formula was great.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Okay, ladies. What other questions before we keep moving?
Uh, Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Okay.
Zoom user.
I joined
Hi,
late.
Zoom user.
I'm sorry.
Welcome.
Thank
So
you.
Zoom user, we so appreciate you, but we would love to see your face. We already know what Jay looks like in
No,
the
no.
background.
Oh,
People don't
okay.
want their pictures shown. They don't have to
Oh,
be on camera.
okay. I'm gonna show you. Y'all know me.
Oh, hey, Jay.
What's
Hello.
up?
Welcome.
I joined late. Can you repeat the formula so I can write it down real quick?
Yes, it's the amount of risk,
Amount of risk. Write that, please.
divided by a tick value
Wait a minute.
will equal your stop loss.
Amount of risk and the tick
Mhm.
value divided by or multiplied.
Divided
Divided
by
by the
your
tick
tick value.
value will equal your stop loss.
Got you.
And the
That's
same thing
pretty.
for
That's
your
pretty cool. That's the simplest way I've ever heard that put, and it
Oh,
makes
I need to
You
give
owe
you
perfect
her
two
sense.
dollars to
Me
you.
too.
I
see,
need
she
to
gonna
give you
want
two
some more
dollars to you.
money. And then the same thing for your take profit. So whatever your take profit is, if
Mm-hmm.
you want to make $500 divided by the tick value, that
Mm-hmm.
would be your TP number.
Okay.
Okay. And
Thank you.
you know all your values, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh. Rhonda just she just helped me. She just reminded me of something. She clarified the 25K. So it's usually 3 contracts. So that's
Yeah.
the one that we're only taking one contract in. I mean, yeah, one contract in because then you have 3 opportunities to trade. Thank you, Rhonda.
That's
Right.
what you're doing 2 on a 25K. Like that's
I
okay.
saw your face. You were in definite shock. Like, no, ma'am, that's not what we are doing. But I'm on board. I'm with you all.
I heard that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was like,
I
oh,
thought I was risky.
I'm like, we talked about this for a while one night.
Yeah.
You don't got enough room for that on the 25K.
Okay.
I have a question
Yeah.
again. So it's about the take profit one. So the formula for the take profit is the amount of profit that you want to take divided by the tick value equals the what?
The take profit, like the what you're gonna put in your ATM. We're talking because this all is tying back to ATMs, right?
Yeah.
So what you're gonna put in your ATM. So for this one, if I want to make $1,000, this is my NQ ATM, then I did 1,000 divided by 5, and that's how I got this $200 profit because I need to make 200 ticks
Okay.
to make $1,000.
Right.
Okay. And then what about I'm having trouble figuring out like the trail. Like
We're gonna go there next. We're getting
okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, Shema, you know I asked.
Yes, we're gonna get there.
So wait, I'm sorry, Natasha, I have to pause you. So for those of you who were not in the initial meeting with the understanding that we needed to have our cameras on for a specific reason, we would ask that you put your cameras on. So although you may not want them because you are, if you're working, that's fine. You kind of let us know or somebody know ahead of time, but we want to kind of make sure that we're talking to the right people and other reasons why we need the cameras on.
Because this is being broadcast right now.
Right.
So it's being broadcast live on our C.A.S.T strategy channel. So if you are, I know at least one person who has made it known she cannot be on camera, and that's fine. But if you are in a position to turn on your camera, please do so for us. Okay. And if you're not, that's cool. But we want to make sure that everybody can be seen if possible.
Thanks, Frank.
How y'all ladies doing today?
Good. How are you?
Hey. Hey, Dominique.
Hi, Dominique.
Hey, Destiny.
Hey, Des.
Wait, where's Destiny? I didn't see
her. I see her.
Hey, Destiny.
Hey, y'all.
Y'all doing all right?
Destiny. Hey,
How y'all
Destiny.
doing? It's so good to hear everybody.
Yeah. Felita. Hey, Felita.
It's a whole reunion right now.
It is.
I see Frank. It's been so long since I've seen Frank. And who else? Miss Tina, Destiny.
Hey, girl.
Hey, everybody. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get myself together before I turn my camera on because I didn't know about this.
We all had to take bonnets off and everything for
girl. And
Miss Felita.
Yeah, Miss Felita.
I'm driving. That's why.
All right.
Yeah, we saw you, Jay. We knew.
We saw you before.
We gotta be safe.
I don't need y'all witnessing me driving like a criminal.
So Natasha, I want to make sure I understand like fully and completely with this take profit thing. So if I'm saying I want to make $1,000 on the NQ today, I put that number on top and then I divide that, or is it per trade? I want to make $1,000 on this trade.
Well, this ATM is for that trade, for a trade. So your daily goal is one thing, but like for me personally, I usually just keep it on 200, and then I can move it closer based on where I see, if that's not a realistic target based on how the market's moving, I will pull it in, or my trail is going to take me out, right?
Right.
So it just depends. I just put it there so it doesn't it gives me some room to see what's going to happen as the trade starts, and then I'll move it. I'll move my take profit.
Initials FP, your hair is beautiful. You need to keep the camera on. Use an inspiration today.
Yes, she is.
Oh, that is very pretty.
Yes.
Maya froze. She might have to come back in. Oh, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Oh, can you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, everybody. I missed you all.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so let me. Hopefully, Ma will be back soon because I think she froze up.
Yeah, she got a question.
Okay, we're gonna just keep moving just to talk about like the very basic ATM, right? This is the very basic. If it was the very basic, it wouldn't have a trail on it. It would just have none here in the stop strategy. Okay. So you would just have your stop, whatever you want your stop to be, how many ticks, and what your profit goal is. And that is personal. Right? Everybody's gonna have something different based on their personal risk tolerance, their account size, all of that. Here she comes.
So Tasha, if I'm looking at this correctly, you have a stop loss of 25 ticks, which you have about, what is that, $450?
No, because this is NQ. It's $5 a tick.
Oh, $5 a tick. Okay. But 10 full ticks. Oh, I'm looking at points. That's 4 ticks. It's 4 ticks, not 10 ticks. Okay. Let me grab a calculator.
It's 25 ticks. So that's $125.
Yeah, and I have to keep reminding myself ticks and points, ticks to points.
And this, when you're doing your ATM, it's ticks you're putting in, not points, ticks. Maya, did I answer your question before you got froze up? You're on mute.
Contrary.
Is that micros or minis?
I think it froze.
Minis. Okay, go ahead, Maya.
I was saying I think it froze before I could get the answer.
Okay, so what was your question again?
It was the take profit. So if I'm wanting to make $1,000, is this I want to make $1,000 on this trade, or I want to make $1,000 for the day?
It could be both.
Okay.
Your daily profit goal could be $1,000, and then you could, with the way this ATM is that you're seeing on my screen right now, if it hit my take profit, I would make $1,000 because my profit is 200 ticks, which is $1,000.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay.
And what I was saying is I do it this way with my take profit just to kind of get it out the way. So it's not just right there on price when the trade activates. And then I can pull it down, right? If 1,000 is too far away and I see a place of resistance that might stop my trade before that, then I can pull it down to that point and then just get taken out at that amount.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. So the basic ATM would just be putting in how many ticks you want for your stop loss, putting in how many ticks you want for your profit goal, saving it, no trail. That is the basic ATM. Okay. What is more complicated is establishing your trail. Okay. So this is where it gets more complicated, and it also gets to be more of a personal preference as well. So the way that NinjaTrader does their trails, there's two different sections. There's this top section, which is the auto break-even section. And this is where you can move your stop to break even, right? Because you always hear Sam say, I'm going to cover. You're covering so that if it comes back against you, you can be taken out at entry, maybe a little above entry to cover commissions, or just so it won't go negative against you, right? So this top section is where you can establish when you want that trail to kick in. So the way this one works is that once it gets 20 ticks into profit, which this is an NQ1, so that means once it gets 20 ticks or $100 into profit, it is going to move the stop to break even +3. So if it came back and hit the stop, I would make $15.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like it would go beyond the break-even point by $3 so that if it came back towards your break-even point, you're not zeroed out. You're gaining a little something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it won't
all back.
move me until I get 20 ticks into profit. It won't move the stop until you are 20 ticks into profit.
Okay.
Which is $100.
Gotcha.
And then it's going to move the trail by stop to break even +3.
Okay.
So that let's say it went up to $125 in profit and then it came back and stopped me out, I would make $15. So I wouldn't have lost anything. And you could do break even +1, could be break even +2. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do, you can do that. Questions?
Okay.
So is that when they say they stop me out for profit? Okay.
That's one way. That's one reason they could say it. The other reason is because of this bottom part.
Okay.
Okay. So any questions about this top part before we move to the bottom part?
No.
Okay. So, this is probably my most simple trail. So we're going to start here. Okay. So you know how, I don't know if y'all remember the other day, LB had a question about in-a-day drawdown versus trailing drawdown. And we were talking about how if you have something with trailing drawdown, then you may want to have your trail be a little tighter so that if it comes back against you, you won't lose as much and it won't affect your trailing drawdown. So the way this works here, this is the one that I use to make it a little tighter. Okay. So this one says, once it gets, so this is like the profit trigger, right? So once I go 30 ticks into profit, which if this is NQ, that means $150, then my stop will trail me by 10 ticks.
So is that trailing every $50? Am I reading that right?
Every $50? No. It's going to, and then it moves, the frequency moves means it moves tick for tick. So once it goes to 31 ticks into profit, this is now going to be at 21 ticks. Like it moves tick for tick. As you, every time it goes up, the stop is going to go up tick for tick with it. That's what the frequency means. Is every one tick it moves into profit, you want the stop to move up one tick as well. Okay.
Okay, so if oh, go ahead.
So who just said something?
I did. So the auto trail one step stop loss is determines how close it trails you to be stopped out.
Yes.
Okay. The two-step profit trigger is not highlighted, but you have a number in there.
No. This is like one step. So this is step one, right? This line is step one. If I click two step, there'd be another step.
Gotcha.
Okay. And we're going to talk about that next.
Okay.
But this is just the simplest trail. Just where you're just doing, once it gets $150 or 30 ticks into profit, then I want it to trail me by 10 ticks, which is $50. So if it got to $150 in a profit, my stop would move to be at $100 because that's $50 behind the highest profit at that moment. And it would remain $50 behind profit moving forward. So the most I should lose if it comes back and hits my stop is $50 from the highest profit point that it reaches. Because it's trailing me by a frequency of 1. So tick by tick. If it moves up to $200 in profit, then now my trail is going to be at $150 because it's just trailing me $50 behind that highest profit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so basically once you're in profit $150, then every $50 it's gonna move up.
No, it moves every tick, it moves up. Because the frequency is 1. So every tick it moves up. When I get $155, my trail is no longer going to be at 100. It's going to be at 105. Because it is staying $50 behind current price after it gets $150 into profit.
Wait a minute now. Explain that one more time.
It is because you have to figure out, because here was my thing, because I felt like, well, I did this for 2 reasons. I did this, number one, so that we've had a lot of tight range days where I felt like price just never went, right? It would go a little bit back and then come back and go a little bit and come back, right? But it wasn't ever just taking off. And so I felt like it would go a little bit into profit, but then it would turn around and hit my stop, and my stop would still be at that break even +3, or maybe it'd still be at the original point where it never even moved into profit. So I was like, let me just see if I can get a little bit of coin, because this market is just not moving, right? It's not taking off. So I was like, if it gets at least $150 in a profit, let me at least get $100 of that.
Okay, so it's moving every $5.
Yes, every tick it moves. The stop is going to move up with it too.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so that's where this one came. This is the one that is it's a really tight trail. It could be good and it could be bad, because it could go 150 and then come back and hit you out, but at least I got $100. Or if it takes off, then it's going to be right behind you. Right? It's going to be right behind it. And if it pulls back just a little bit, you out. But that's okay because I got money.
That's right. That's all you need at the end of the day.
So the frequency is per tick.
If I change this to 2, then every 2 ticks it would move. The stop would move. If I change this to 5, then every 5 ticks up, it would move. So you can play with this. And that's what I'd recommend is you playing with these ATMs. Set something up. Like, that's why I have so many, right? Because I was when I first started doing these, I didn't understand them right. And I was like, I would change my stop, how, and I thought I was changing it to be closer. And then I was like, that looks like it's even further away. Like, it's not even, it made it worse. It didn't make it better, so you are going to have to play with it some. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So then let me show you one that's got multiple, what Renata was just asking about. This is a 2-step. I think I have a 3-step somewhere. Let me see. Hold on.
Can you explain one more time how the 2-step comes, how it's impacted when you add on the steps to it?
Okay, this is
was it just like more protection?
Yes.
To secure
the way
profit?
this one is going to work is here's what I wanted. If you only have 1 step, it's going to stay behind. Like that one we just looked at, it would stay behind you. Your current one, it's going to stay behind you $50, right?
Right.
But if I have a big profit goal, like the 200 ticks, which is $1,000, you may want to give it a little room. However, the more I got into profit, the less I'm willing to lose when it pulls back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I was struggling because I was like, it was going, and then I felt like when it came back and finally hit me out in profit, like I would be up like $700, and then it would come back and hit me, and I would only make 3. What happened to that other 4? Like, I want some of that, right?
Right.
And moving it manually is risky, and you can stop yourself out.
Right. That's where that's where I started playing with the steps. So the deeper I get into profit, the tighter it trails. So when I'm at 40 ticks into profit, it's going to trail me by 35 ticks. When it gets 80 ticks in the profit, it's now going to tighten, and instead of trailing by 35 ticks, it's going to trail me by 30. And when I get 120 ticks in the profit, it's going to start trailing me by 20. So it tightens it. The deeper you get into profit.
Oh, so every time I hear it go ching, it switches from step 1 to step 2.
No, that's just moving your trail. That doesn't have anything with the steps. Because I think Sam only uses a 1 step. He doesn't use multiple steps. That's just you having your trail move. But this is you saying, okay, when I get this is $400 in a profit, or 80 times 5, then I want you to trail me by $150. So if it stopped me out, I would be at $250 in profit because it's trailing me by $150 now by 30 ticks. And here is where it starts trailing me by $100. Dre, do you have a question?
Yes, I thought I never really got into that. I thought that was for when you were with more than 1 contract. Are you telling me that I see. You're shaking your head, so there's my answer.
Yeah, you can have on this screen, you can have another target if you have multiple contracts and say take 1 contract out here.
Right.
And then you can have a different trail on your second contract.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. I would like that to do that one. Yep.
Yeah. When you see if Sam has multiple contracts, you're going to see him have multiple targets. He's placing different targets here. So contract 1 will come off at, 30 ticks of profit. Contract 2 is going to go to 50 ticks of profit. Contract 3 may go to 80 ticks of profit. Contract 4 may go to 100 ticks of profit.
Well, that's cool.
Okay. So, and then you could say, okay, I want the same ATM to apply to all of them, the same custom one, the same trail, or you can say, okay, this one, I don't want it to have one, or I want it to have this other ATM. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you could customize it and put an ATM inside it that you already created?
Yeah,
is that what you just did?
You create this, like to create, you click this edit, and you're creating this. You have to create what you want your trail to be.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we're talking about, like, for this one, once it gets, let's see, that is $600 into profit, 120 times 5, then it's going to start trailing me by $100. So if it got to $600 and then it came back and hit my stop, I would have made $500.
500.
Because it's going to keep trailing the highest profit by $100. So that's why I was like, I wanted to get tighter the deeper I get into profit, because before, if I only had it, kept it at 35, I would have lost, an additional $75 or so, just depending, because it's not, I want it to tighten because I want to keep more of the money the deeper I get into profit.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense to me. Thank you for showing me.
Questions?
Do you have different ATMs for your evals versus your PAs?
No, I use the same ones.
Pretty one the same. Okay.
Yeah, but I've been using the one with the tighter, the one that I showed you just had one. I've been using that one more, like a little lately. This one with just the one, so I get at least $100. Just because of the way the market's been moving, it's been so rangy, and I just felt like I never could get like any traction, to like really get a move. It's been so consolidating, and I personally, I'm still struggling with like a range bound market. So I'm like, let me just, if I can get $100 like 3-4 times, I'll be good for the day. Like
right.
100, like 5-6 times, peace, I'm out, I'm good, So that's where this ATM came from. It's just to be like, let me just get a little bit and see if I can make money that way,
Okay.
Natasha, this really helps too, because when you say like you got up to like $700, $800, and then it pulls back and you only get 300, that step is really going to help me as well, because that happens to me all the time, especially on the NQ.
Yeah.
It moves so fast. And then it might pop up and touch something like hot fish grease. And then it's back. You up $1,000. The next thing you know, it's 350, 200. It's like, what the heck? I had all that money and now it's gone.
Yeah. Right. Now, I will say, if it shoots up, the trail is going to be moving, but you're probably going to get all these error messages on your screen because it's moving. Right. Ninja, right? And you just click OK, just like okay, but the trail's still moving, okay? It's gonna probably be like, "Ooh, you're moving too fast. It's moving too fast." Right. But it's still there. Or you could just, you could move your TP and get out of it if you're not comfortable, flatten it, whatever you need to do. But it should really, if it takes off, the trail, the stop should take off after it.
Okay.
So would you say you're pretty comfortable if you had to like set it and forget it, right? Or no, you still kind of monitor, manage it?
I'm not at that point yet, no. Okay. Not personally. I got these ATMs and I still be like, what's going on? Right. What's it doing? So, yeah. But at least, because I'm trying just to, maybe I'll move my target, because it's, like I said, mine is set for $1,000 away. So might not be realistic for what's happening at the moment. So if I want to take closer money, then I could move my TP in to another point of where an opponent is, and then take the profit there, take profit there.
Okay.
That was my question for you, is how it behaves with the auto trail and the NQ by being so wicky. but listening to your explanation and what Roger just said, it makes sense because it's quicker than you trying to move
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and you know, my computer, I always joke and say that she's very sensitive. I have to, you know, she's very demure. So I have to be very, very careful about what I
So
do. Like I can only
delicate.
have so many indicators on. Like I would try to manually move my TP or something or drag my stop up and my computer would freeze. And then I'd be like, what? Like Tina knows we spent hours.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
we have
no.
spent
Oh
hours
my
working with
gosh.
my computer. So
No.
I gotta be as hands off as possible in terms of moving stuff around and what I'm putting on here. So that helps at least. And like, you know, maybe it moves faster than I want it to. So I can, you know, let's say it moves me into profit, but it's you still think it's gonna go in your direction. So maybe might manually move it back down to break even myself and say, no, I don't want you to stop me off yet. I'm gonna move you just to break even, right? And then once it ticks up again, now it's gonna move it again because it's an auto trail, but you can still do some things with it, right, yourself if you need to. And the one thing I'm for sure going to probably do is move my take profit to like where I think it should be based on, you know, what I see on my chart.
Can we test?
We can. Where y'all want me to get in?
Where are you on a 5-minute NQ?
Just hit the sell
Tasha,
button.
you're over there doing it. You're over there killing it, girl. Go ahead. It's your
Yeah.
bad self.
Hit the sell button, Tasha.
Hit the sell button. Hold on. I want to sell my ass.
I'm focused, man.
Oh, I'm gonna apologize in advance because I have sounds on my computer.
Okay.
Do that.
That's a whole nother
Is that another
conversation.
course? Okay.
I do have a question.
Uh-huh.
Have you gone ahead and started to investigate using the ATM setup with like Trade Evade also? This is a backup because I know like Vince doesn't use PC, so he's not using Ninja anymore. And there may be a few people doing that. So I didn't know if you had checked that out yet or not.
No, I don't know anything about ATMs except on Ninja.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Hey, Greg.
He's in the airport.
What up? What up? Yeah. I'm waiting for
Greg.
my wife. She just landed too. So I'm like,
Right.
where are we gonna meet at? She's
Come
at a
on
different terminal.
down.
Miss Tina, you can't be coming here having to just mashing the button now. That's the inside thing.
Right. It's not right. So you see
Well,
though where like this
so I just say mash your button. There you go.
yeah. So you see here it tells me my stop is at 125 and then my take profit is down here at 1,000. So I can move this up to let's move it up to here
Okay.
and see what happens.
You might want to come to that stop sign.
Am I gonna stop us out? So what do y'all want to try to get? Or you want to try up?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
right.
was going to say to get in at the 215. But now that you're on a 5-minute, yeah.
Order submitted.
I'm focused, man.
So did y'all see the stop? The
Y'all
stop
see
move?
how trail just kicked in?
I just tried that. So that should have got me at least $15 because it kicked in at least once. Let's try it again.
Order submitted.
Don't leave us.
I'm focused, man.
Okay, so
Well, y'all saw her trail just kicked in?
Mm-hmm. I saw it that time.
Okay.
So right now it's sitting at break even. It's sitting at break even plus 3. So that's at least that's $15 every time it hit. Once it at least it's a chings once, that's $15. And if it's a chings another time, then that would be $100.
Okay.
And try like it wants to
Order
try it
submitted.
again, see what happens.
I'm focused, man.
What time is it? 3. Oh, this is like MOC just happened. So the market just like the stock market just closed.
This is funny. I love your sounds.
I do too.
I think somebody's a Hova fan.
Oh, we at a stall.
We are.
Mm-hmm.
We're at a 4-hour level. That's why.
Oh, we should be clear for takeoff to 232.50.
It was a Friday afternoon. People probably logging off. Like this market has slowed down, it seems like. Wish we had a little more traction where we could see it kick in more than one time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natasha. I gotta go. I got dinner plans, but this has been awesome. I like hanging with you guys. I've been being held out on. I gotta hang with the ladies. Y'all got this market up tight.
Glad
We
to have
working
you,
it out,
Dre.
Dre.
We'll see you.
Have a good
Thank you.
weekend.
All right,
You too.
bye.
All right.
But this is like while we're waiting on the train to do whatever. Any other questions?
No, I'd just like to say this has been some very good information today.
We greatly
We thank
appreciate
you.
your
We
time.
thank you. Yes, yes,
You're
yes.
Yeah,
welcome.
I've enjoyed it. It's helped me a lot.
Good. Just start playing around because the way, maybe the way like NQ moves is different than the way ES moves is different than the way goal moves. So the way that you do your trail, it's gonna have to be really, you have to think about it per instrument, right? So you're gonna have to play with it and see what works for you. Like start playing around and sim, make you an ATM, put it on a sim account and see how it moves, how much you're earning, when it moves. If you feel like as you're watching, oh, I wish it would have moved a little sooner. I had, $400 in profit, but I only got 200. Oh, that means you want it to be tighter, right? So then you got to go in and make that adjustment. You got to start tweaking it to see, make sure you're getting the money that you want to get, while also giving it some like a little breathing room. You don't want it like right behind it, but enough so that you can get, make your money on your trade as well as, and protect your profits. So but y'all just start playing around with it and seeing what happens, because that's also why I have so many in there, because I play with it, and then when I get one that I like, I'll do it with one contract, two contracts, three contracts, so that depending on how many I want to trade at that moment, the ATM's sitting there. Because if I just change it in the order quantity, once that trade is over, this is going to go back to one instead of however many contracts I wanted it to actually be at. So
that makes sense. I'm gonna try to practice it.
yeah. All right, ladies, if that is it, because this trade is
and gentlemen. And gentlemen.
Tasha.
Tasha, thank you so much. We so appreciate you.
You're welcome, y'all.
Thanks, Natasha.
Great job, Natasha. We appreciate you.
You are so welcome. Y'all have a great and I'll see
Great
y'all.
job. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
See y'all on Monday.
See you on Monday.
All right, bye y'all.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
All right.